Welcome in, everyone. This is day 43 of my 90-day challenge, and it is the start of week number 7 out of 13. So we are almost halfway through this challenge, and it's been uh, it's been really good. Once again, I've lost almost up to just lost above 16 pounds. Right, I lost about 12. Oh my goodness, 12.6 last month. It's a little bit slower this time around, but once again, we are in the phase of now finally building the walls. The first 5 weeks we're building the foundation, right, to definitely make it easier for us. Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting to turn off certain things here. Yeah, sorry about that. But yes, it is the second week now. 7 weeks to get altogether. First 5 weeks are building a foundation. Now we are building the walls. So this is the second week where we're building the walls. Definitely, the first week was a little bit a struggle for me as it was my son's birthday week, and unfortunately, that led to a lot of emotional eating, turn-in things as well, blood work, and got a little lightheaded. So, actually, now tomorrow will be my conversation with my doctor regarding my blood work, and I need to think the positive outcome because once again, adding any sort of stress will definitely confuse the body thinking that okay, we're not out of the woods yet, so let's hold on to this weight, hold on to our calories, and see if we are safe in a safe situation. So definitely, once again, it's really important to stay true to this part now of the program of just making sure that um, I'm chipping away at it, right? And this is the part where it's supposed to be a lot. You know, a lot of weight is going up, but once again, I slowed down my progress last week, and then so this week will be a lot of just chipping away from that. So hopefully, this the weight will start coming off a lot faster. But yeah, once again, you gotta. This is now the key to stay true to the program, and what's remaining or what we're eating is vegetables, proteins, and once again, quality, quantity, and variety as much as possible. But once again, most important is you can work with what situation you are. It's better to get this stuff in rather than just aim for the high quality and the variety, right? So if it means taking the shortcuts to get these things in, and it's so be it, right? So it's just once again we need to build this habits as well to having these foods. And once again, this is not forever. We don't recommend staying in one one mode for a long period of time, right? We want to switch up these modes at least every 5 weeks. But once again, if you're not at your health goals, it's very important to stay true it until you get there, right? So once again, these next few weeks will be very vital to hitting those health goals, especially if you have done the first 5 weeks, right? That's gonna make it a lot easier, right? So um, once again, we don't want the body to flip the switch back to winter mode, right? We want to let the body know that it's spring mode, It's time to let go of the excess calories that we were storing up, right? And that food is abundant, and that's why it's most important to eat, right? If we start restricting ourselves, and because okay, well, this is where we need to start putting the weight, uh, taking the weight off, right? Or releasing the weight. Um, I might do a lot faster by not eating, right? So that will once again, that will flip the switch back into winter mode, thinking that okay, there is not that abundance of food, right? So we need to make sure that we're eating, we're staying hydrated, we're having our breathing exercise to keep our stress levels down, and once again, very important to get the good stuff in rather than eliminating. Once again, the first five weeks was spent to doing that, right? And once again, the foundation to getting the nutrients and the hydration and breathing work, and once again, even though we've eliminated a lot of things, just continue to have that inner dialogue with certain foods, right? And at the same time, cravings, the choices that we're making, expectations, and then obviously, the importance of what we're doing at this point. That we need to prioritize that over the cravings. And once again, if people are at the point where they feel like they're plateaued, or they're stuck, or they feel like the scale's not going the direction. But once again, it could be many factors, right? Thinking that you didn't lose weight, but then did you lose any? Did you shrink? Right. Well, oh, I lost 2 dress sizes. Well, I mean, is it important once again to get optimal health rather than looking what's on the scale? A muscle uh, is a lot heavier than fat, right? So once again, it's it putting on muscles and taking away the fat. I mean that is should be considered a victory, and we need to once again stimulate our motivation with progress. Any little progress can go a long way in you know um, motivating you, right? Conscious look for progress and look for non-obvious wins, like feeling like you've shrunk, feeling that your endurance is improving, your breathing is improving, right? Even though the scale's not going the other way that you like, you're feeling a lot better. You're not as sick as often. You're not tired. You gotta look at these little things. You where you usually pick up certain things at the grocery store. You're no longer picking up these things that processed food that you used to. So you gotta look for victories, in different forms, right? That don't relate to that what says on the scale, right? So these things once again will help alleviate those stress from ourselves, and then tell our body that you know we're in a good state. We can finally let go of this stuff. We're not in a situation that we need to preserve ourselves throughout the season. And once again, we are constantly you know triggering ourselves that um, that we need to keep storing, right? Winter may be around the corner, right? And that's the thing, we're not our winters were a lot different than our ancestors now, right? But at the same time, our body has those modes built in us, right? It's just now that ability to activate them, right? And that goes a long way when it comes to eating the right food, right? So once again, yeah, it is day one of week number 7, and we're carrying over from the same things that we did last week, and that was last week. We were now removing the fruits, right? We were removing the fruits because that was, something that kind of triggered winter as well. Letting you know that okay, fruit season. So what's around uh, that season is, we're heading towards, we're getting closer to the to winter, right? So it's just definitely, once again, we need to take things that is sweet out of our plan at the moment, because that will activate and confuse the body that okay, maybe we're not out of winter yet, right? So definitely, not only just fruits, but some vegetables as well, like carrots. May have that sweet texture or taste to it. So definitely, we gotta do our very best to. For now, once again, it's not permanent. It's just these next few weeks until we hit our health goal, right? And then we'll switch things up, or we continue until we hit our goal. So I probably might keep going, even though there will be two different paths along the way in March that will present itself. One for those who still need to lose weight, so it just keep on going, and then another path for those who have reached the weight and now there's a different path to take. So once again, we won't, we won't reach that segment anytime soon. We still, that will probably show up in March. At this moment, it's about, it's time for us to start chipping away at our overall, you know, the goal that we're planning to reach, our health goal, right? So yeah, I myself still have a long way to go. At least now it's like it's under 50 pounds, right? So I'm really happy about that. Before it's like, oh, I've lost about 13.6 pounds. Now it's the last 50 pounds. Now it's just now chipping away at that. As for myself, I'm just looking forward to the day where just stepping on the scale. I don't have to strip down to my underwear just to say, oh man, I'm over 200, right? So yeah, I'm just looking for the time where it's like, okay, well, it's good to see that I'm finally under 200 pounds. So 195, 194 will be a nice goal to reach, or 193.6 if we're doing like 10 pounds a month. So that'd be a cool way to reach by the end of February. So we're not yet there. Kind of slowed myself last week, but hopefully staying true to the four things that are remaining: vegetables, proteins, water, and air. Addressing the most important things that keeps us alive, which is minutes with air, days with water, and then obviously food. The third thing, which we can last for 5 to 7 to even if it's been a practice can lead to months, right? But obviously you need that water and you need that air to keep on going, or definitely salted water to suppress a lot of that that the stomach from feeling that hunger effect or the empty stomach effect, right? But yeah, once again, we can store a lot of fat, and that's gonna get us through a lot. But once again, that intermittent fasting and or fasting in general just kind of mimics that the perfect keto or that winter effect where we're relying on our reserves, we're relying on um, recycling the old, the dead or broken proteins, right? It prioritize that over healthy ones, and people complain, oh well, we're losing muscle mass. Well, the body has a great way of prioritizing those ones. Just think of it like you're in the winter season, and you're running out of wood, you're running out of fuel. What would you use to as fuel, right? You'll probably prioritize all the stuff that's already broken around the house, that is not as important. You're definitely not going to throw in your jewelry or important things, right? You definitely will prioritize a lot of the stuff that is old and no longer needed, or just um, definitely can get it once you're out of winter season, right? So the body has that ability to prioritize those things and reuse those and remake them into something new and recycle them to something new. So when they say that oh well, it's not great because we lose muscle loss. Well, it's once again it's prioritizing those. Those ones, if once again your fuel storage, your fat cells have run out, right? So yeah, it is a good practice. Once again, it depends on the situation. If you're healing from something, then definitely intermittent fasting, ketogenic diet is a great way to go. But it's not once again, it's not forever, right? It's definitely until you heal from the situation. Right? And just imagine, like you're feeling sick and you're not doing well. Obviously, um, there's a reason why your throat is sore and whatnot, because right now the body needs to heal and it doesn't want to spend that time, you know, digesting solid objects, right? Solid food, right? That's why we get to the point where we're eating soups or liquids or broths, right, over solid food, right? So main reason why our throats are sore, our lymph nodes are sore, just for that reason of um, prioritizing healing over digestion, right? So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to just keep going here at the moment and seeing where we are at the end of this week, right? Because definitely want to get back on track with things. And just once again, I'm sharing, things, not hiding things at the moment. I share with you what I've eaten, and definitely today I stayed true with just the vegetables and the proteins. I do really need to drink more water, right? So a good thing to do is just every 30 minutes put on your clock a timer, and just every 30 minutes or up to you, depending on the amount of water you drink, just take a sip, and just remind yourself, right? There are certain products out there that water bottles or drinking devices that sync with your phone that will remind you that you're not meeting your water requirements. So once again, since day one, we did encourage you guys to drink up to 6 to 8 glasses of water each day, right? And once again, it's not gonna happen overnight. So if you can drink one glass more than you usually do, and then keep increasing that one class a week, then that's once again it's better to do that rather than trying to be perfect at that, trying to get the high quality stuff, right? It's better to start chipping away at it, and then once again, this program's gonna be done again in April, right? For another 90 days. So you built that layer, and like myself, once again, um, I did this last summer, right? And I only did 60 days out of the 90, and then I had 4 months of just going here back and forth, right? So I did lose 18 pounds that first challenge, those 60 days. But once again, I gained 10 pounds back, but I still lost those 8 pounds. Plus, my eating habits have changed, right? I no longer drinking coffee, right? So I've been drinking decaf coffee heading into December. Right now, because of this challenge, I even removed um, decaf coffee, and as of now, no, I just haven't been thinking about it whatsoever, right? So, and at the same time, I've never been a milk drinker, but I've slowly phased out cheeses, dairy products out of my my eating habits, and then obviously I did eat eggs as leftovers, but even eggs I've stopped eating, and that was quite a staple in my diet. So kind of my thing that I'm wanting to phase out for this challenge is instant noodles. That was something that was still constant for those 4 months of the last 4 months of last year. So hopefully that's something that phase out. So just once in a blue moon, right? Once I hit my health goal, and I can always clear myself 5 days after that initial noodle. Once again, this is about food freedom, right? This is not about always using willpower to prevent yourself from eating something, right? And it's happening the next week, and it's happening the next week. It's just something that, okay, like myself, I had that, yesterday. I had that moment of having, onion rings, right? And I have not had onion rings for, uh, I don't know. It's yeah, definitely a long time last year, right? So we'll find out, right? If you guys remember this moment today or yesterday, we'll find out if I bring up onion rings again, right? But it's not definitely not constant thing. And once again, this is about creating food freedom. It's always still the case of being able to eat anything you want, not feel bad about it, and just letting go because you have a system in place that will keep you healthy throughout. So being able to eat out with friends, and but not as often, not every day, right? Eat out with friends, but being able to come back and reset and cleanse your body, right? You finally have a system in place to do that, right? So definitely, once again, it does, just very important to stay true these 90 days. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just complete the 90 days. Just see what the system is about. Once again, I am a product as well of that, and we're learning this for the start of this year. We're learning this program together, and then yeah, once again, I definitely want to see what I miss after the 60 days, right? So definitely learning this program together. And when we hit April again, then you know for those who are doing it new, I'm there for you. For myself, that first month will be kind of introducing a lot of the old stuff and see if I have any reactions to any of them, right? And if they leave like addictive nature to me. But like I said, I had a bag of chips that I had no problem finishing. If you have those, those kettle salted kettle chips, or ruffle looking chips at Costco, I had no problem finishing that. Right now, I tasted a sample of that a few weeks ago. It it just tasted like chemicals to me. It did not even taste like salt anymore. It just tasted like chemicals, and it was quite a turn off. And once you start cleaning your palate, right, you just imagine stuff that used to taste bland starts tasting, sweet or salty, right? So, but we definitely, we need to get through that phase of just, those 5 weeks of just cleaning up the old, taking out the old, removing some, just chipping away at some old habits, right? And it's not going to happen over time, right? It took you decades to, years to decades to develop these habits. It's not going to just, you turn off overnight or 90 days, but we can slowly phase out of them, right? So once again, it's a dedication for us for our health. And then, this coming March, I'll be adding, two things that have been very important to me, as a part of the, a 3-day workshop that I'm planning to host, since April's kind of funny. April first lands on the Wednesday, and we like to do this program on the first Monday of the week, because it just fits perfectly with what's with the plan of, Monday is go time, Friday is enhancement, or uh, letting you guys know what is going to happen the following Monday. And then Saturday, Sundays, once again, it's the planning stage, whether you want to utilize that time to ease into Monday, or you want to utilize that time to, oh, this is the last time I'm going to have these foods, so I might as well binge out on that, right? And because after that, that we're not going to be having that, certain type of food for a while, right? So yeah, it works out better. So with that said, it probably March 23rd will probably be the time I'll do a 3-day workshop. I'll be giving the first 2 weeks. Those who attend, I'll be giving them the first 2 weeks what to do, because those first 2 weeks are quite fundamentally enough to, start chipping away at things, right? Once again, more important of getting the good stuff in, and then when they, decide, they want to join for the 90-day challenge group, they have that head start, right? So definitely that's gonna happen. Then once again, the Tuesday, day two, I'll be sharing, a program that I put together about, finding your core values, right? Very important to, because we're every day we deal with 35,000 choices, whether it's conscious or subconscious, right? We deal with that every day, and we're just surrounded with so many information, right? Nowadays coming at us, right? That, we need to constantly pivot and make choices, whether it's a real choice or just moving the other way, right? So definitely have that ability to find what your core values. And my core values, two of them have stayed the same. The second one, the first and third one stay the same. The second one has changed and evolved, and that's the thing. Things don't, as we continue to change and evolve. and improve ourselves, our core values will upgrade as well. So first and foremost for myself, number one has always been family, right? And dedicating, you myself to being there for my family, right? The third one has always been community. You guys, ever since I was, the 20s and 19s or 94, when the Canucks, went to the Stanley Cup, and I met, my first my idol Trevor Linden, who's just used his the money that he made with the Canucks, uses his money towards giving back to the community, and that has always inspired me, right? To be that kind of person, to helping out. So number three has always been community. But at the same time, I can't help anyone if I can't, you know, improve myself, right? Have the capacity to help at a larger scale. So number two, always for myself, is growth, and it changed, growth, and then at the same time, this year, right, or start of last year, especially this year, I wanted to, my theme word for this year is to adapt. So that growth kind of turned into adapting, and that's part of just growth in a way of taking action, right? So adapting is my kind of second, the evolution of growth, and then now I'm just at the part of just evolving, right? So yeah, as I go through this challenge, obviously, uh, I need to do the reps. I need to get the experience, the learning, the data, right? So that I'll be able to. I need to evolve into these different hats that I need to wear, right? And with the help of my community and the help of my family, you know, I'm able to do that, and I don't feel alone doing that like I did when I was doing this challenge for the first time, because I did. Who was I going to be keeping me accountable, right? And that's the thing. Doing this live streams helped me stay accountable, right? And very important for me to just keep showing up, right? Good or bad, just hit that live button, hit that broadcast button, and just be able to be vulnerable, and just share um, my story, right? So just like you guys can probably, some people might see the tip of the iceberg, but you guys watching this every single day know that it's not. It was not a perfect journey, right? It took it took some effort, and bouncing here and there to stay consistent. You know, Once again, just saying, like last week is was kind of a detour, right? It was a challenge, an obstacle, however you want to phrase it. And definitely, it will help me once again to just get back at it, and still um, chip away at the results, right? So once again, those who've set resolutions, I'm hoping that you guys are still, still going, right? One little slip up, one day, one little miss exercise, right? Doesn't It's not going to change anything, right? Just your goals, your core values are that's going to keep you going. And once again, that leads into our day three for that workshop in March, is finding out what's your fuel. I know a lot of people use the word wise, goals, dreams, but we need to realize that these are our fuel. They're not just something that goes to point A to point B. We need to consider what C is. What is this goal supposed to do for me? Right? It's not enough to just like, okay, I'm healthy. I'm healthy because I'm able to finally, spend time with my families, or spend time, have the energy to, you know, keep pace with my grandchildren, right? So we have to put that emotional part into it, and that's why it's very. I wanted to do holistic coaching, because it's not enough to help someone to hit their goals, but at the same time, you know uh, it's very important to put their soul, their spirit, that energy, that feelings into that goal, right? Because that, once again, that just amplifies your ability to just reach those things a lot faster. Because then we're all gonna be challenged every single day, right? And it may be easy to just push us off, or be swayed to just like, it's not gonna work, right? But if you don't have that fuel, right, to keep you going, to persevere, like to plow through the rain, through the snow, right, through the gunk, right, then once again we're stuck. We're stuck to living our past again, and that's definitely not where we want to be. We don't want to continue to live our past. We need to use our day, today, to live into our future. And if you don't have that fuel, um, then it's going to be really, really tough to see past all that. That's why I'll be doing these workshops in this 3-day workshop in March of, I said, 23. Oh, sorry, not March. Yeah. Sorry, March. March 23rd, 23, 24, 25. And then, yeah, if any have any questions between, I'm looking at the wrong. Am I looking at the wrong calendar? Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to see with the calendar. Yeah, 23, because April. Yeah, first day of April starts on a Wednesday. So yeah, 23, 24, 25. I'll be doing a 3-day workshop. We talking about the first 2 weeks of the program, and then once again, day 23 will be a program finding out your core values, and then day 25 will be a few a segment of well, if you guys see my logo here, the core value is the center part, right? So the top part will be fuel. Will be one of the segments, and there's 6 of them, right? So I'll be sharing to you one of those segments of or two of the segments of the 7 that you see in my logo there. So it is a cycle, or it's you know you in the center, and then you have different 6 different points to help improve yourself in different pillars. Once again, this program is built on 3 different pillars: the ability to reset, reclaim, and rise up. So, resetting what we know of what we know, what we know of ourselves, what we know of the environment around us, right? Having the ability to reset and uh, look through it all through a different lens, and then reclaim what's already in us, right? Whether it's reclaiming our fuel, reclaiming our our modes, our seasonal modes, that's in us. It's there. It's just you know we've been just bombarded with the modern day of living, where everything's available At the same time, we are we're overfed but undernourished, but we call it as normal food, right? So we have stuff inside us that's dormant, and we need to bring that out. So reclaiming stuff that we are capable of doing, which has been drowned out by everything around us, and then rising up, just finally having the tools and the knowledge and the strategies that we can, and systems, right? Very important to have systems. Whether things go up, we'll always have systems to help us, rise up and finally go for it. So that's going to be what's going to be provided in the 3 day program, and it's going to evolve. Right, part of my once again my core values is to grow, adapt, and evolve, and that's all part of that evolution, right? So these things are going to continue to evolve with your guys' help and your feedback, and definitely we want to make this most important. As I always say, environment is very important, and definitely we can create this community, this environment, so that you're able to flourish a lot easier. So you don't have to continue to fight, you know, um, 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 use willpower to just overcome, the day to day. Just come here, log in, chat in the forums, because people understand what you go through, and with that being seen, and that sort of accountability will help you persevere through all the all the noises in your own environment until the day comes when you're able to rise up and be that impact for your own community. All right. Once again, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. This is a little bit longer than I expected, but once I get personally passionate about it, and I just keep going. So we'll end it there. I do have to wake up early for tomorrow because I'll be filling in for one of my coworkers. So if you want to stay connected, feel free to scan my QR code there, and it'll lead to my Linktree style website. But you can also go to coachryanj.com as well. And as always, this is being streamed on 3 different platforms. So if you enjoy this video, this content, feel free to like or give it a thumbs up. Feel free to follow or subscribe, whichever platform you are on, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. And once again, hit those notification buttons to be updated when I go live. And that's usually late in this evening to just definitely wrap up what my day was like, right? And to let you guys know that it's things happen, right? And all we can do is just get back at it and just remember what fuels us. Use our core values to filter through a lot of the noise, so that it makes that a lot easier. All right. So thank you so much. As always, continue to raise your environment. Very important. Hopefully, this becomes part of your environment, and so that you're able to raise yourself. And with that being said, you can finally become the impact in your own environment, your friends, your family, your colleagues, your own community. Right? A simple gesture, paying it forward, simple phone call, right? Hi, a hug, compliment can go a long way in igniting someone that's going through a rough patch, right? Who has no one to keep them accountable, but your phone call, your interaction with them can be enough to ignite them to, let's finally make some changes. I'm tired of this. I need to make final changes. And you planting yourself as a seed, and even though it might not be, but you'll have someone that might be ready to join you on that journey, right? So be that change for someone else, and you'll be surprised how much that may return back into you tenfold. All right, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope to see you again tomorrow, and definitely wish me luck. All I can think about is a positive outcome with this phone call from my doctor, from my blood work from last Monday. So I'm hoping, for good news. But anything from you guys will help as well. Thank you so much. I wish you a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care.